Hey, good morning, Trading VIPs. It's Wednesday, July 5th. Feels like a Monday. And man, do we have some killer catalysts on stocks that we've been tracking, on some stocks we've recommended on our show here the last couple of weeks. So we're going to go through that, look at a list of nice green stocks when I think the market's down this morning. I can't even tell. Let's check out our macro list. Look at that. QQQ, SPY down 0.5%, ARK down 1%, IWM down, even Bitcoin is down, TLT, everything's down. All right, everything's down. VIX is up a little bit there. You can see up 2%. Let's just double check these technicals, see where we're at. So 368.43, still looking good, man. Everything's still over key moving averages. I'd love to bounce off that 20 DMA again. SPY looking good. 20 DMA support right there. So everything is looking good. Let me just make sure we got the right link here for the show, and we do. And let's get this over to make sure community. I hope there's not a problem in the app. I had some other bugs in the app this morning. Temporarily, we can't add stocks to your watch list. We'll get that fixed, or add post nuggets. So maybe something going on with the app. I see some people couldn't find their way to the show this morning, but okay. In any case, so macro, I think is still relatively stable, gives us that great environment to do stock picking in. And Wolf, number one at the top of our list. Okay, this has already been at the top of our list. Our target was, man, was it 60 to 65 or was it 55 to 60? It was 55 to 60. 55 to 60 was their initial target. You can see at the top of this candle right here. That was after they got the $2 billion in non-dilutive financing for silicon carbide. Look what happened this morning. This morning, they got $2 billion upfront payment deposit for a 10-year silicon carbide wafer supply deal with Renesas Electronics Corporation. So they just got $2 billion in debt. Now they get $2 billion cash. This is ridiculous. What's the market cap here? It's $7 billion. This thing is so cheap. Oh my gosh. What if someone were to just kind of re-rate this based on the cash divided by the market cap? I mean, it's crude, but I bet a lot of people are doing that today. That would be a 28% move. We're up 17, 18%. So look, two levels here technically. All right, technically speaking, but then we'll get to the fundamentals. So 66 right there. You can see that was previous support right in this area. And then it was resistance right in that area. So we're at that first resistance level, which may end up being support today. Okay, then the next level is the 200 DMA 72, which nicely coincides with these candles here. That was a support, then became resistance. So 66 and 72 are the two levels to the upside. I mean, could we have a gap fill? Anything's possible. But man, if this thing dips, like any dip, like 65, 60, wherever it is, I would not get scared. Load the boat. I mean, this is something that deserves max allocation position if there's any kind of pullback. This is a massive, massive deal, I'm sure, for the fundamentals. By the way, previous gaps don't always fill. Look at this gap. Gap and run. If you go back 5 years, look at this gap. Gap and big explosion. Man, that was like 95, and then it gapped open. It did like a $13 gap up. And then it kept on flying like another $13 during the day. And then it kept on going for a few more days. This might be something like that. I got to be honest with you. Like fundamentally, when you get this much money in, non-dilutive financing for all of this, really good news on silicon carbide, I really would not be surprised if this thing, let's switch to our weekly now, if this thing back to the highs at some point. 90, 100, 120. I think that's all in play. So look at that. And as we're talking, it's hitting new pre-market highs right here. This is super uber crazy bullish. And I definitely would love to have a max position in this, maybe even right now. Okay. At these prices. So MP, other big news. MP, another one. We gave this to, look at that. Look at this one. We got great news on these stocks today. MP, we flagged this for you. We got a little lucky, maybe. This was when I think it was Toyota or someone came out with, hey, we're going to come up with a battery for the future with no lithium. And then, but like, what are they going to use? Rare earths. That was our thesis. I think it was ours or someone else. I don't remember. But we said, okay, we got that news. Let's move to the 20 DMA. We moved to the 20 DMA. All right. Now you got this news from China. China restricting exports of rare earths starting in August. I mean, this is massive news as well. Massive. Oh my gosh. It's right at a resistance right now. $25, $26. You could see it here clearly. I mean, so many candles proving out that this level was resistance here, right here where we're at, about $26. Then the next level is $28, but again, with this kind of the promise of MP, the reason MP has always been on our watch list, and the reason it's good to have exactly because of this, because to have a domestic supply of rare earth minerals because of the geopolitical situation with China. So this news is not out of left field. In fact, I'm sure all of the bulls who were in this is exactly what they were waiting for. So I think it's probably good to diversify a portfolio with MP. And to get your catalyst this morning, let's just look at the levels again as far as like short-term price action. Again, 28. What happens if it breaks 28? I don't know. Can't really tell you. These are the key levels, 26 and 28. But I think it's worth it, even if it does break 28, to have exposure. Now you have validation, right? We had exposure on the speculative kind of thesis, and now you have validation of why it's important to have MP. So two great picks this morning, Wolf and MP for the long term, I believe. LLAP, guess what? The deal got approved. Now, why is it sitting here at 154, 155? All right, I gotta say, this news is too good for me to doubt the pre-market action. All right, I'm not going to let this impact my thesis. So I've come up with another thesis of why it's not flying this morning. And this other thesis is retail's just washed out. They're not going to be involved in pre-market. Like a lot of people lost money here on the last ITU meeting, even though not a and this whole pop. This is when the deal was initially announced, right? The deal was initially announced here. So Gap, and then a lot of retail lost money because they didn't know, and I didn't either, about the ITU approval process. Then you had the ITU meeting, which we thought it was going to get approved, and it didn't. When was that? That was exactly 3 months ago. Let's go to April or something. Maybe it's this candle right here. Yeah, it was probably this one, right? And then it sold off over here. I think initially it moved up because it didn't get flat out rejected. But in any case, and then eventually it had dilution and it went down. So a lot of retail got hurt here from like 3 to 1. So maybe they're just not participating here. And institutions don't really do pre-market much. So I'm hoping, and we're above the 450 DMA. I don't want to say hoping, but my base case is that institutions will come in and hedge funds will come in and pump this up over the next day or two. Maybe we need a press release. See, there's no press release. LLP is not tagged anywhere, right? So it's not going to really draw attention. You really got to know about it. So maybe the funds today and tomorrow, and maybe analysts will upgrade the stock, and we can make our move towards $2 on LLAP. But with this deal approved, $2.4 billion deal, I mean, you got to think the stock is worth more today than it was yesterday. So maybe we'll see that happen today. We believe in efficient markets, so maybe we'll see a quick re-rating once the market's open here at 9:30 a.m. All right, look at MP heading towards the highs. Beautiful. All right, Netflix. This was a pick that we gave you guys when it bounced off the 20 DMA, and an analyst came in, increased their price target from 450 to 500. Well, guess what? In our list again, because Goldman Sachs came out and they had a previous sell rating. They said, we're raising our sell to neutral and we're raising our price target from 220 to 400. Now, I know 400 is below 444, but this is very powerful for sentiment. First, it's Goldman Sachs, right? Highly respected player in the space here. Then we're talking about no, 220 to 400 is a big price target change. So basically, what does all that mean? It means basically a bear has been convinced. A major bear thesis on Netflix has had, that has been flipped on its head. That's my interpretation of that catalyst. That's how I take in that catalyst to inform the sentiment pillar, which then informs like what could happen with the technicals here. And the technicals here, it's got to break that 448 was the initial target. It's a cup forming, a shallow cup. So 448.65. That's my target one. Man, could this go to like 480 after that? Yeah, I think it could. Could absolutely go to 480 because I don't really see technically much resistance until you get this whole level here. You see what I'm looking at? This was a long time area of support for like over a year right there at like 480s. And then boom, fell right through it. So now at like 448, if it breaks that 448, I'm not sure there's much resistance left between 448 and like the 480s. So that's Netflix for you. RIVN. All right, we missed the boat on RIVN because RIVN was never on my watch list. I don't know RIVN. I know like Vegas had mentioned it to me. But this is what I found out. Part of this move in Rivian, I'm not going to chase it here. You can see it's right at the 200 EMA with an RSI at 78. Okay. But one of the catalysts causing this to go up from like 14, 15 to 20 is they make these EV vans for Amazon. I think it's Amazon. Okay. I think it's Amazon. EV vans for Amazon. Yep. And this was a previous deal, but apparently now they're starting to deliver them. And this news of, hey, we're now delivering these vans was one of the reasons that sparked this move up. And by the way, there's been a lot of analyst price target upgrades, including this morning. Okay. So basically, it shows that was an important inflection for the company. Now they're actually delivering these vehicles. So I don't know. I don't know the history here, but I'm assuming there were some milestones they had to get, and this is an inflection point. Now they can deliver. Now they can make good on this contract to Amazon. I'm assuming it's something like that. Now, I'm not going to chase it because of the 200 DMA and RSA, but it made me think of GOEV, because GOEV, also an EV, now Rivian, I think, is EV truck, but they're doing EV vans here to Amazon. I guess it's vans and trucks. GOEV does EV vans, and guess who they have a big contract with? Walmart. Okay, they have a big contract with Walmart. So you can see it's probably been up in sympathy the last few days with Rivian, right? So I dropped the ball on this one because I just didn't know about Rivian really. But this could just be the beginning of the move, because if you look at Rivian like really broke out. So Rivian broke out here of this 15 area, it broke the 20 DMA, then it broke the top of the previous resistance and off the 20. What if GOEV were to do a similar thing? It's starting that way. By the way, look at how similar this chart is to Rivian. They're identical. All right, they're identical. So now you're saying, okay, now it's breaking the 20 DMA. Can it break the highs here at 75 cents and make a move towards one? Yeah, but they need the news first. So maybe, let's see. So right now it's a sympathy move. It's a sympathy move. And if we get, hey, now GOEV is delivering their Walmart vans, maybe you make a move towards one. There's a bigger thing to be aware of, though, with GOEV. They need funding. They need massive funding. They've been doing like on-time funding, which is like just raising little bits at a time, which is probably a strategic error they made over the last couple of years to raise little bits of money over time. But in any case, that's how they're doing it with an ATM and some other ways. So, but in any case, if we ever get news that, hey, they've raised enough money to get to cash flow profitability, we've seen this over and over and over this year. If they raise enough money to get to cash flow profitability, then you see that PR, then slam this thing, because it could be 100, 200% mover after that. So now GOEV is going to stay higher up on our watch list right now because of what happened with Rivian and the reactions we're seeing with Rivian. Okay, great, fun. Meta, all right, Meta. All right, they're releasing tomorrow. This came out yesterday, I believe, while markets were closed. They're releasing a Twitter competitor called Threads. It's going to be released tomorrow. So I flagged this as a potential outperformer for today, and indeed it is outperforming. Or is that the QQQ moving up? Let's check. Nope, it's not the QQQ moving up. Oh, it's moving up a little bit. I lie. Okay, so it's moving up a little bit, but it's still minus 0.5%. Meta outperforming plus 0.5% because people are saying, okay, maybe they can disrupt Twitter and more money coming in, whatever it is. Now, I don't believe that personally. Fundamentally, I don't think they're going to be able to compete with Twitter. I think Thread is going to be a flop. But there's so many articles out on this yesterday, all over the place, that I made the judgment call that, okay, the sentiment is good enough from other, because remember, I said, I don't care what I think about a stock. I only care what other people think about a stock. All right. So at least for a trade, I wanted to ride that sentiment. So I got in a little bit here, pre-market. What are our levels here? Oh, we're at it. So 289.79. So maybe this is enough. 289.79. Honestly, I think this could be so much of a flop that it might be obvious after the first few days. Okay. Or with the now Thursday, Friday, I'm not sure I'd want to hold it past them, but like for today, maybe going into the release tomorrow might be a good play. Meta. And anyway, it's been other reasons why it's been good, but in 289, look, it's just so far. So I don't know. I don't know if I like this longer term at these prices, but the catalyst for today and tomorrow looks like it could be a good trade with a few more dollars to the upside. That's Meta. We had some news on SRAD. Just came out just a few minutes ago. SRAD. Now, I don't know. They say SRAD, from their perspective, they want a major bid. So SportRad, and we like this sector, right? SRAD, Genie. Sportradar wins major bid for DraftKings, right? Online betting. So CONMEBOL, right? It's sports betting as official global betting partner. So they get this major bid. There's no dollars associated with it or anything like that. They call it a major bid. That's good enough for me because I already like the sector. So it's good enough for me to play a little bit here. It looks like some people knew about this news here. May have leaked here the last few days. But maybe we can test 1350 again, the high from last week. So a little bit, little trade there for you on SRAD. And just going to let you know, XXII reverse split today, 1 for 15. 450 is your break even level. Oh, today, 12 p.m. Stay tuned. We're going to come right to you, Vegas. But Chris Tuttle last week, he nailed it with a couple picks. Hood was one of them. Look at that. Hood been doing great. And the other one was, let's just show you real quick because he did great last week. Tuttle trades. It was LSEA. LSEA. Look at that. He was on target with his 2 picks every Wednesday at 12 p.m. All right. So stay tuned. I don't have them completely confirmed for today, but you'll get a push notification when that's scheduled for hopefully 12 p.m. today. All right. With that, let's go. What do I have? A comment here. Still good to enter. Amar, I don't know which stock you're talking about. So if you want to clarify there, and if I have time, I'll come back to you, Amar. All right. Let's get to Vegas. Where is my intro? Here we go. Good morning, Vegas. How you doing?
Hi, good. How are you? I'm trying to connect my microphone. Can you hear me okay or no?
I hear you. I hear you perfectly.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I hear you perfectly. Man, I'm stoked today. You see our list here? Wolf, MP, Meta, RIVN, Netflix, lots of exciting things going on. You like any of those names?
Yeah, you know what? I do like Meta. As long as it holds 285.79, it looks really good. I think it's pretty much has a little bit more room towards maybe 290. So not tons of room, but has a little more room.
We're on the same page. That's exactly what I said right before you came on. All right, perfect.
Oh, good. And then we have Amazon looks good. I like Amazon. You know, it's holding this 129.36 really well. Has room to like 131. And I'm still liking Google. Has good room there. And I'm also watching it's Google, Amazon, and I'm gonna be watching. AMD looks really good here. I'd like to see it get over 116.50. If it gets over that level, we have room for that to go towards 117.91. And you know what, Amazon.
Oh, your mic just cut out. Vegas, I can't hear you anymore. Your mic just cut out. Is it me? Is it you? I think. All right, let me do this. How about now? Hello? Yeah, now I hear you. Okay. Oh, and now we lost her. Okay. Let's see. All right, we'll see if she comes back. In the meantime, Wolf, is it still good to enter? Yeah, I think I covered that probably after you put that message in there. This news is such a major event, catalyst, probably a major fundamental inflection in terms of the value that I would bet even here at 66.92 at the ask, it'll end up being a great investment. It really depends on your time horizon. If you're just trying to day trade this, like you have no clue, right? Okay, like is 66.90 the right level, or is it going to pull back a buck or two? You really don't know. Okay, here we go. We'll try Vegas one more time. All right.
Yeah, okay, I'm here. I came back.
All right, now I hear you. You came back. Go ahead. I think you were on Amazon or something. I don't know. I hear you now.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I still like Amazon towards 132.50, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, I like Amazon as well. So I definitely all good picks there. Can I interest you in any of this Wolf or MP? Oh, Netflix. I know you like your mega caps. I really like Netflix. What do you think about Netflix? I think that might have more room.
Well, Netflix has had an upgrade, so I do like it. I just haven't seen any money flow on Netflix. I mean, it had an upgrade. Usually like to trade where there's money flow, and RIVN has been one of the ones I've been on, and it's had great success. I mean, I'm really pleased to see the action in RIVN. So I'm really, Netflix just had the upgrade, so she could see some continuation there. I do want to mention I am watching Etsy, ETSY. Definitely looking for this one, maybe for September contracts. To give it an opportunity for a move to the upside. So watching Etsy as well. This is the arts and crafts homemaker stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So nothing's really exciting me today. I mean,
Really?
there's a
Not
lot of
even
stuff.
Wolf? I'm stoked about
No.
Wolf, man.
Well, the thing is, you're stoked because you've been in it since last week. Someone like me would not be in it today because it's already gapped up 17, 18%. I'm not going to buy a stock that's had an 18% move pre-market. So no, it doesn't interest me.
All right. What
You
level?
you have to remember, one of the things that's really important in trading, as you guys all know, you must get a good entry point. If you don't have a good entry and you're chasing the top, you're going to get burned. So do not chase a stock. I don't care if Ben's excited. I'm not going to be enticed to get the stock. So, if you're in the trade with Ben last week,
let's say on a pullback,
you're
if this
banking.
pulls back, what level would you be interested in today on Wolf?
I guess down to $58, maybe $60.
Gap fill. All right, you're looking for a gap fill. All right, yeah, that high over there, 58. I hope it gets there. If it gets
there's a
there,
lot of great stocks. A lot of great
I'll be
stocks.
doubling
It just
down.
doesn't interest. It's a great stock. I love the news, by the way. And my other stock, CPNG, got an upgrade as well.
Oh,
so
that's right. It was on my list. Here it is, CPNG.
That's
Yep.
more. That's listen. That's just more for upgrade. Like, that's more for long-term investment. It's not really like, oh, you're buying today, it's going to move. It's not going to move. This is really for investment purposes. Please do your own due diligence. But if you like the stock and you like the story, then, and it matches with your pillars, then you would want to consider a position. And it's a long-term hold. It's like, to me, I'm thinking like 2 years out before I see some serious action. But it is forecasting a lot of growth. And that's what you want to be. You want to be in stocks that have growth potential.
And you can see that on the Dow Jones wire there. There's a nice explanation of this analyst price target increase from 22.50 to 24. So you guys can take a look at that and start your own research, see if you're interested in CPNG.
Yeah, for sure. So definitely, and I'm still watching some other stocks too. I saw this morning, very interesting, on this. Have you ever traded CHRS?
No, CHRS. No, I haven't. Never heard of it.
Yeah, so I have. So people pronounce it Chris, but CHRS is Coherus Bioscience, and it's a penny stock. But I will say I did see, and the chart's looking like it's setting up. Okay, but I did see pre-market some dark pool activity on CHRS.
Oh, really? Pre-market on a 400. That's rare. Yeah. Pre-market activity on a 417 million market cap.
Yeah, wow. And I will tell you that,
wow, look at that.
I did see some volume. Listen, this is a biotech stock, so I'm just wondering if there's something. There could be something going on in the pipeline that we're not privy to just yet, right?
Yeah, that's a good
and that's something to watch. I think we should do some research on this stock because that is not normal for me. Like, I look for unusual options.
Oh, they did have news here. They did have news Monday morning. They launched a new product here at $995 per carton. So there was some news to look into. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I'll take it. It's not. It's not a recommendation, but I just noticing that pre-market we have some activity. This used to be I think like a $11 stock back earlier this year. CHRS, Coherus Bioscience, and I'll take a look at it. It's so weird. The institution owns like 103%. Like, that's crazy. Anyhow, so something to keep a watch on.
All right,
and
sounds good.
We'll see what goes on. Okay, so that's it for now, everyone. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Good luck.
Bye. Bye for now, guys. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.